Prince William, Harry's brother, is in no mood. He's seriously upset and angry about what has been said.
This entire documentary has stemmed from a hatred and a jealousy of Kate.
Was the first person to actually call out Meghan for her terrible behaviour.
It started with a claim so raw it could only be whispered in private. Prince William, the future king, reportedly told close friends something that turned the royal world upside down. Meghan Markle, long before she fell for Harry, had her eyes on him, not just as a figure of power, but in a deeply personal way. "She wanted to sleep with me," he allegedly said, words that cut like a knife through the already strained bond between the brothers. This wasn't a public accusation or a tabloid leak. It was a confession shared among trusted allies, likely around 2018 or 2019, when tensions were already simmering. It was a bombshell that made every interaction between Meghan, Harry, and William feel like a minefield. The rumor didn't just strain their relationship, it redefined it, turning a royal rift into a personal betrayal. But to understand how it got this far, we need to go back to Meghan's beginnings, long before she wore a tiara. Meghan Markle wasn't just another actress when she stepped into the royal spotlight. Friends from her Suits days paint a picture of a woman who was always destined for more. She wasn't just chasing fame, she was studying power. Colleagues recall her keeping up with global events, powerful families, and notably, the British monarchy. She knew the royal hierarchy like the back of her hand, who held influence, who was next in line, and who carried the weight of the crown. At the top of that pyramid stood William, polished, respected, and the embodiment of kingly potential. Some sources whisper that Meghan saw him as the ultimate prize, not in a lovesick way, but with the calculated eye of someone who understood the stakes. She admired his stability, his clean reputation, his destiny. Harry, with his rebellious streak in lower rank, wasn't even a blip on her radar back then. Was her eventual romance with him a twist of fate or a pivot when her sights on William didn't materialize? Insiders claim she had a checklist: power, influence, global respect, and William ticked every box. When she finally entered the royal orbit, her charm was magnetic, but to some, it felt rehearsed, like she'd been preparing for this role her whole life. And one person was watching closely from the start. Kate Middleton didn't need to raise her voice to show she was uneasy. From the moment Meghan joined the royal fold, Kate's demeanor shifted. Staff at Kensington Palace noticed it. Subtle changes in her body language, a retreat from the warm gestures she'd once offered. At public events like the 2018 Royal Foundation Forum, the two duchesses stood side by side, but the warmth was gone. Kate's smiles were polite, her interactions clipped. Some say she sensed something off in Meghan's demeanor around William. Lingering glances, an extra layer of charm, nothing blatant, but enough to set off alarm bells. Was it intuition, or did William confide in her early on? Kate, ever the picture of grace, never aired her feelings publicly, but her silence spoke louder than words. The press jumped on the Duchess feud narrative, blaming everything from Meghan's American roots to broken protocols, but they missed the deeper truth. This wasn't about clashing styles, it was personal. Kate's distance wasn't just caution, it was a shield, protecting her family from a dynamic that felt unsettling. And as Meghan's star rose, Kate's quiet resolve became a stark contrast. Now picture Harry's world crumbling. Your brother, the one you've looked up to through years of shared loss and duty, drops a claim that strikes at the heart of your marriage. Meghan, the woman you fought the world to protect, supposedly wanted William first. How do you even process that? Do you confront her, risking everything you've built? Do you dismiss it as jealousy? Or do you start replaying every moment, searching for cracks? For Harry, it was a tipping point. His memoir, Spare, revealed how he'd always felt like the spare to William's heir, sidelined by the palace's favoritism. But this was different. This was his trust, his family, his future. Sources say things spiraled fast. By 2019, Harry and William were barely speaking. Meetings were tense, glances avoided. Meghan and Kate, once photographed as allies, were like strangers under the same royal roof. When Harry and Meghan announced their exit in January 2020, it wasn't just a rebellion against royal life. It felt like a desperate bid to escape a family unraveling at the seams. Harry's loyalty to Meghan only deepened, but it came at a cost. Every moment from their courtship was now under scrutiny, dissected for signs of calculation or betrayal. Had Meghan played him, or was William's claim a misunderstanding born of pressure? The seed was planted, and it grew into a chasm that split the brothers apart. But the spotlight wasn't just on Meghan and Harry. In 2024, Kate and William faced their own firestorm, dubbed Kategate. Kate's cancer diagnosis, announced after months of absence, shocked the world. Her recovery, now complete in 2025, was a testament to her strength, but the road wasn't smooth. A poorly edited Mother's Day photo, meant to reassure the public, backfired spectacularly, sparking conspiracy theories about her health and whereabouts. The palace's attempt at transparency only fueled distrust, with ex-posts speculating everything from divorce to a royal cover-up. Then came whispers of William's alleged affair with Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, a rumor that resurfaced from 2019. The press, once fiercely protective of Kate, turned relentless, proving no royal was untouchable. Compared to Meghan, Kate faced softer scrutiny, with tabloids quick to defend her as the dutiful future queen. But the contrast laid bare the palace's double standards. Meghan's every move was painted as rebellion. Kate's missteps were forgiven as human. Both women were under fire, but the rules of the game were never the same. And through it all, Kate remained silent, focusing on her family and her early childhood initiatives, a quiet force amid the chaos. Meghan's silence on the William rumor is the most intriguing piece of this puzzle. She's never been one to shy away from a fight. When tabloids twisted her words, she clapped back. When the palace sidelined her, she spoke out, from the 2021 Oprah interview to the 2022 Netflix docuseries. So why the quiet now? Her lack of response to a claim this explosive stands out, especially given her knack for controlling the narrative. In 2025, she's focused on her US life. Her Netflix show, With Love, Meghan, hit the top 10, and her American Riviera Orchard brand is gaining traction. Her parents' network, launched to combat online harm, has earned praise, though skeptics call it a PR move to counter gossip. But the William rumor keeps her tethered to the royal drama. Every Instagram post, every public appearance is scoured for hints. Is she waiting for the right moment to strike back, perhaps with another tell-all? Or is her silence a statement, refusing to dignify a claim she deems baseless? Whatever her next move, it'll be a global event, with the power to reshape this saga. For now, her quiet is deafening, fueling speculation that there's more to come. William, meanwhile, carries the weight of a future king caught in a personal storm. He's always been the stoic one, duty above all. So for him to voice a claim, as raw as "she wanted to sleep with me," it was a rare break from his composure. Friends say it wasn't a casual remark. It was a release of frustration he'd held for years. Did he sense something off early on? A conversation? A vibe? A moment that didn't sit right? Or was it Meghan's own admission? The truth remains locked away, but William's decision to speak it, even privately, suggests he'd reached his limit. In 2025, he's thrown himself into his Earthshot prize, pushing environmental causes with global impact. But the rumor lingers, a shadow over his polished image. Every public appearance with Kate is dissected, every speech analyzed for hints of strain. William's burden isn't just the crown, it's navigating a family divided by his own words while the world watches. His loyalty to Kate and his duty to the monarchy keep him grounded, but the cracks in his relationship with Harry are harder to hide. Behind the palace's gilded doors, the tension was a living thing. Staff who worked during the Sussexes' time describe an atmosphere thick with unease. Meetings between Harry and William turned into carefully staged encounters, words measured, silences heavy. Meghan and Kate, once positioned as the monarchy's new dream team, barely exchanged glances. The palace's unofficial rule, never complain, never explain, kept the drama contained, but it couldn't erase the strain. Aides tiptoed around the family, sensing the fault lines. Some say Meghan's assertiveness, her refusal to blend into the royal machine, clashed with the institution's unspoken codes. Kate, by contrast, mastered those codes, earning the palace's unwavering support. But even she couldn't escape the fallout. The William rumor, whether true or not, was a spark that ignited every underlying conflict. Staff pride grew, with some quietly siding with William, others sympathizing Meghan's struggle to fit in. Public events became a performance, with the royal family smiling for cameras while privately unraveling. The media sensed the cracks, blaming everything from cultural differences to palace politics. But the truth was messier, a personal wound that no press release could heal. The public, meanwhile, is hungrier than ever for the raw, unfiltered truth. Social media has turned this saga into a global obsession, with ex-posts amplifying every twist. Some hail Meghan as a trailblazer, a woman who refused to be silenced by an ancient institution. Others paint her as a strategist, her every move calculated for maximum impact. Kate's fans praise her resilience, seeing her silence as proof of strength, while critics question her role in the palace's games. The William-Meghan rumor has sparked a frenzy, with X-threads dissecting its implications. Some call it William's attempt to discredit Meghan, others see it as proof of her ambition. Tabloids feed the fire, recycling old stories with new spins while the public demands more. This isn't just gossip, it's a cultural moment, reflecting our fascination with power, betrayal, and the human side of royalty. The royals are no longer distant icons. They're a family laid bare, their dysfunction a mirror for our own. And that's what keeps us hooked, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. So what does this all mean for the House of Windsor? A family, once seen as the pinnacle of tradition, is now a fractured unit, split by a rumor too raw to ignore and too painful to resolve. Was Meghan's journey into a royal romance driven by love or by an ambition that misfired? Did William's claim come from a place of truth, or was it a projection of a pressure too heavy to bear? And what about Kate, the silent sentinel who's weathered storms with a grace that speaks louder than words? Then there's Harry, caught between his past and his present, a prince who chose love over loyalty, only to find the cost steeper than he imagined. The answers aren't clear, but the questions linger, heavy and unresolved. As Meghan and Harry carve their path in California, and William and Kate prepare for a throne under scrutiny, the shadow of those 7 words, "She wanted to sleep with me," hangs over them all. Can trust be restored, or is this rift a permanent scar on royal history? This isn't a story of happily ever after. It's a saga of ambition, betrayal, and the fragile bonds that hold a family together or tear it apart. And as the world keeps digging, one truth stands out. In the palace game, no one escapes unscathed. If you're still hanging out with us, chances are you liked what you saw, so don't be shy. Tap that like button, drop a quick comment below, and hit subscribe with the bell turned on so you never miss the next deep dive.